start going. Welcome, everybody, to David FX. This is our first review that we're doing today. I am joined by my good friend, Alex, who is showing support for my Buffs channel with his Buffs hat on. But we're going to be talking everything Deadpool and Wolverine.
And
Alex,
you,
what's
you
going
needed
on?
you needed an expert because you've only probably seen like five Marvel movies, while I've seen all of them, including the TV shows. So Deadpool, just to let you know, is ranked 10 out of 34 of the movies for me. So it's
Wow.
top
Okay.
three, top one third.
Yes, this is why I need to have you on because I'm not a superhero guy. This was the first Deadpool movie that I've ever watched. I watched Logan, but I have very few memories of it other than
The
spoiler.
great,
If you haven't seen it by now, that's on you. But it's like he died at the end. What the heck?
yeah.
Superheroes can't die. But anyways, I like our dynamic, the fact that you're the Marvel expert. I went in with this into this movie completely fresh, uh, not jaded by the Marvel
Yeah.
Disney acquisition, anything like this. So I think this is going to be a good review for both casual viewers of superhero movies and a little bit more hardcore fans like yourself.
And we'll talk for like the first 6, 7 minutes with no spoilers, just overall thoughts, and then maybe the last 8 minutes we'll give a couple of spoilers. So just
Yes.
so you know, like the last Deadpool was 2018. So like I'm a marriage, two new like separate girls before then. Like so I'm like just it's been a lot of life has happened in 6 years. So
Yeah, a lot of girls. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, let's get into the review. What were your expectations, and how did you see it? I saw it in 3D.
Yeah. I think like the big thing people come for Marvel or for just specifically Deadpool is we wanted to make sure that Disney does not screw up Deadpool. We did not want them to make him not be able to say sex jokes or say the F bomb or anything like that. We wanted the Deadpool we saw when Fox Studios had him the past two episodes, and then maybe
Yeah.
some fun cameos, but like still superhero. But like Deadpool, his big thing is he breaks fourth wall, he makes raunchy jokes, and maybe some clever jokes about like Disney while we're at it. And I feel like we got all that. So
Overall, do you feel like this is a movie that Marvel fans will be happy about? Or, because from what I've been able to pick up a little bit, is that it does comment quite a bit on the history of Marvel, the
yeah,
multiverse, some of these other, uh, yeah, and it even makes some comments about how some certain movies like haven't been successful in the past. Do you feel like if you're a Marvel fan, is this a movie that helps everything?
I think like Deadpool. Again, this isn't a spoiler, but like Deadpool refers himself to Marvel Jesus, and I think he was because he was kind of saying like this is where Marvel's been, which has been a rut. Like just so you know, like the last movie that came out for Marvel was the Marvels, and that had 44 million. That entire movie box. Deadpool already in 2 days, Thursday and Friday, has already over 100 million. Like this is going to be one of the most watched movies probably post. I would say top five movies watched in the movie theater post pandemic. So it's like we need more Deadpool. It's clearly this is what people want is more of this mature. I mean this, and if you think about Amazon with The Boys, I don't know if you've watched that, but that's
No.
another superhero show that's very much like for the adults. Um, I think it's showing like this is kind of maybe an avenue that Disney has to take themselves to.
Interesting. Now, I did see on Rotten Tomatoes, it's gotten an 80% on the critic score, but a 97% from the audience score.
Yeah,
And I would say, as a casual coming in to watch this film, I wasn't expecting anything
yeah.
super
You
crazy
just
like
wanted to laugh.
Interstellar. I just
Yeah,
wanted a good movie. And
yeah,
I feel like I got that. But again, I don't have the emotional attachment. I guess I can empathize a little bit with it because that's kind of how I felt with like the Disney Star Wars stuff. I do like
yeah,
Star Wars more than superheroes, but uh, I went, I laughed, I enjoyed the fight scenes, especially in 3D. Like, wasn't the and I didn't even realize this about Deadpool, but I guess it makes sense that he like can't die in a lot of ways. So
Yeah, he's a
same thing
mutant.
with
So
Wolverine.
yeah. So that's why the big thing was like Deadpool's a mutant. If you didn't know this, like way back in the early 2000s, Ryan Reynolds was Deadpool in one of the X-Men, and they thought it was going to flop. They were like, we're not ready for this. And then Ryan Reynolds kind of showed a little bit of what he was thinking, and they
Yeah,
loved it. And that's how they decided to do a complete Deadpool movie. But yeah, I would agree.
man, I love it. So I guess we can wrap up the no spoiler section of it.
Yeah, I would say
Let's talk about
overall,
our. You want to talk about our rating for it first, or like?
yeah, before the spoilers, I would say I do agree with what you said with Rotten Tomatoes, where it's like that 80% that critics says, I think that's just because I think Deadpool like hits is it's high when it's making fun of other like breaking that fourth wall. While like I think when it gets more into that superhero trope that we've seen with all the Marvels lately, and that we're just kind of like getting a little bit tired of it. I think the overall like audience who are watching these, I think that's when it would be a little bit weak. But like villain, I don't think was the strongest villain. I want to hear your thoughts on the villain too. But I was like, I think like the story elements, like when it wasn't just Wolverine and Deadpool, I think weren't as good as the other parts of it.
Yeah, I would say the story lacked a little bit, but I think at the end of the day, from the other superhero movies that I've watched, the story was better than most.
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
that's kind of how I see it. So yeah, I think before we dive into spoiler stuff, should you see the Deadpool Wolverine movie? I say yes. I guess right now my rating tier, I'm not going to do like a 1 out of 10. I'll do, did it waste my time? Am I, would I see it once? Would I see it again? Will I watch it, more than,
Do you
you know,
need something to make it more enjoyable, like sneak some alcohol in? Take
we're out
a
here in Colorado. We have other substances. I forgot to say I did pop a little gummy before I saw this in 3D, and the fight scenes were amazing. So
Yeah.
I would say it's definitely worth your money to go see. As a non superhero fanatic, I don't know if I'll watch this movie again, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm definitely happy that I went.
In my, like I said, my personal rankings, I gave it 10 out of 34. What that is for me is in that very good category. There's only one above that, which is like excellent, like the best of the best, like the Avengers Endgame, which you have not even seen that. Everyone roast him. He hasn't even seen the Endgame. Come on. So yeah, spoiler wise, let's get some spoilers. What were some of your funny like best moments?
Okay, let's talk about a lot of cameos in here, but probably my favorite cameo, underrated, I think really outperformed expectations, Honda Odyssey.
Yeah, I mean, like they are durable. That's the whole Honda brand, and they just kept saying it. They kept going with it. I was, as a Honda fan myself, I've always had a Honda in my family. Um, I love them. They are great. I
Yeah,
like that. I
the
think it
fight
was an
scene
older Honda
between,
too.
I don't know, it looked like the one my family had growing up with the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
automatic
Yeah.
doors and everything like that. And again, there's plenty of room in the trunk space, just like Wolverine is able to hide in there on their way over to fight. What's her name?
The
The
new
villain?
villain.
Yeah, what was her name?
Bald woman who
Baldy.
is Baldy. Yeah, I don't know her name. She's
Yeah.
the twin of the professor from X Men. I didn't
Okay.
even know
See,
he had a twin.
I didn't, as a non superhero guy, I just did not understand who she was, but I understood that she was bad. And I love the Honda Odyssey. I would have liked to see more of Gambit because I learned afterwards that Channing Tatum's Gambit was canceled before it could either go into production
It was
or,
more a
yeah,
wish that he had. He was like, I would love to do this. I
it
only
was
know
so cool.
Gambit from like Marvel Snap, which is a app game you play, and yeah,
And then they had Wesley Snipes and who else
El-
from those old Fox movies?
elect
I've never seen any of them.
Yeah, Electra, Cameron, I don't know. She married, or she not married. They got divorced, but she dated who was Daredevil for a little bit. But Yeah, I would say going in, I wasn't expecting this, but yeah, they had a lot of cameos of like characters from the old like 1999 to 2006, which I think a lot of people are watching this, or people who are our age in our 30s, like low 30s, high 20s. Maybe we saw those old Tobey Maguire like
Yes.
Spider-Mans. Maybe some of us saw Deadpool, but a lot of these, I think, it was a tribute to Fox Studios, which again got bought out from Disney, which I think was awesome, and I think that was hit for some people. But like, um, I would say that I really appreciated at the way in during the credits that they kind of had that like um, "Time of Your Life" by Green Day playing with some of these like background moments of those old
Yes.
movies.
The music, I love the music. The music added to the experience. It added
Backstreet
to the
Boy.
fight scenes, man. Like,
Did you dance during the Backstreet Boy song at the
no,
beginning?
but I was laughing. I love the intro to it, and music makes or breaks some of these action films for me. I've been watching some of the old Alien and Predator movies, getting ready for Alien Romulus, and I think Predator, that whole franchise, I understand that they're like callbacks. They're wanting to stick with that same type of aesthetic as the
Yeah,
original Predator. But I think the original Predator's music takes away from it. And overall, I think if they would have changed up the music, those would be movies that I would enjoy a little bit more.
yeah,
But Deadpool is one of those movies where the music adds to the fight scenes.
yeah.
And the fight scenes, they were just awesome. They
Hmm.
were just awesome. And I
I
thought,
mean, we didn't get to see just one, but two fights with Deadpool and Wolverine. So that's what people wanted to see. Yeah.
yes. And what was your favorite part?
I think for my part, that first like 20 minutes, which again, like usually if someone says it went, I never thought it went downhill, but that first 20, 30 minutes, all the digs on Disney, all the digs on like just, like when Deadpool met Wolverine and he was like, hey, you're in the Marvel Universe now. I'm sorry. It's not the best time yet, but like stuff
You're
like that.
getting
I
in at a
thought,
low point.
yeah, you're in a low point. I thought was great. The, um, location that the majority of the movie was, you wouldn't really understand if you didn't see the two Lokis, the TVA, things like that. So, but I liked all the Easter eggs in that sand area, including the Fox Studio like sign coming out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the fight scenes between the two were definitely the just the way that Hugh Jackman has just like when he punches people with those like knives, it just feels so like powerful. So yeah,
Yes.
good
Yes.
fight scenes.
My favorite scene was the one in the city where it was that single shot panning across the city or across the street, and Deadpool and Wolverine were fighting all the different universe Deadpools and killing
Yeah.
them all. That was awesome.
Did you
And
know that the woman Deadpool was his wife, Ryan Reynolds' wife, and then the kid was his daughter doing the voiceovers,
yes, but
which was cool.
they had a Deadpool for every single person in existence, and again goes to the overall critique that Deadpool had of the Disney Marvel universe, killing the multiverse. As a non super fan of these
We need
types of
it.
movies, it confuses the heck out of me.
It's just
Get rid of the
all to bring.
multiverse.
It's really just to bring cameos in, and it's like let's just stop and like if you can't come up with original things, then like take a break. And luckily, this is the only Marvel movie this year. They should have previewed the upcoming Captain Marvel, which I was like, I don't know if that's going to be that good, but yeah, we have Alien to tie us over, so that's kind of
Yes, exactly. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I think we might have a few more things that we're going to talk about, y'all. So be sure to let us know your thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine in the comments. Let us know anything else that you're watching. Alex is going to join me, I think, hopefully quite a bit on this channel, and we'll
yeah.
have different
Tell
things to
us
talk about.
video games, like
Alien
we're big about
Isolation,
media, TV shows.
Survivor,
That's
uh, Love is Blind. Uh,
I'll watch one episode of Love Is Blind for you.
Yeah, and just really anything that I find interesting. I might review some old movies. So, ones that I really like, I watched Blade Runner 2049 again this week, and I really enjoyed that. So, y'all hit that subscribe, and you're going to really enjoy this. Alex, thank you so much for this review. Any final parting words on Deadpool and Wolverine?
Go see it. It's gonna break records. Don't fall behind. And then if you enjoy it, the other two are on Disney. So, but you don't really need to watch them to fully understand. His wife died in the second one. That's it. So
Oh, okay. See,
there,
thank you
see,
so much. Guys, we'll wrap this up. Hit that like and subscribe. We'll see y'all again shortly.